What are the differences between single and two-storey support?
A few fundamental differences, and the main one is the quantity of support. So with two-storey support, it's no surprise that you're going to have close to half the total meterage, because you're running every 2 stories, not 1 story. But that does necessarily mean it's going to be any cheaper, and the reasons for that is that when you go to 2-story support, you're going to have thicker angle. So if you look at the bracket here, the system is made up with these bent U channels on the back and then the angle. So this angle at the moment is quite thin, but what you'll find if it goes to 2-story support, it will get much thicker. And so for single story, this might be 5 mil. For double story, this might be 8 mil. The other thing which is shown by this setup here is that the bracket centers are much closer. So if this was a single story support, you would typically see 450 to 500 centers. Whereas if you're going for double story, this is an over exaggeration, but they would be much, much closer. And so, numbers around 200, 250, maybe 350 centers. And if you look at that over a meter, clearly that means you're going to have much more brackets than you are on a single story. And so it's a careful consideration between, what's more economical. Is it more brackets, but bigger angle and less meterage? Or is it less brackets, thinner angle, but more meterage? And sometimes the answer is not so obvious. And so that's why you kind of need to look at all options early on.